Problem 6-118. Raymond, Hannah, Aiden, and Sarah were working together to change y equals 3x squared minus 15x minus 5 into graphing form. They started by rewriting it as y equals 3 times the quantity of x squared minus 5x minus 5. When Raymond said, "Will this one work? Look, the perfect square would have to be x minus the quantity of 2.5 squared." After thinking about it for a while, Sarah said, "That's okay. Negative 2.5 squared is 6.25. But because of the 3 we factored out, we are really adding 3 times 6.25. "Yes," Aiden said, "so we have to subtract 18.75 to get an equivalent equation." Hannah summarized with the work shown at right. What do you think? Did they rewrite the equation correctly? If so, find the vertex and the line of symmetry of the parabola. If not, explain their mistakes and show them how to do it correctly. Alright, I don't really like the way they do it, just being honest with you. I think that if you don't see what they're doing, it makes it a little bit harder there, but whatever, everybody does things differently, so I can't say it's wrong. Let's check it out here. This is the way I do it. I'm going to see if it ends up being the same thing. And then I'm going to show you how to do it on the calculator to see if you get the same thing there. So we got y equals 3 times x squared minus 15x minus 5. So the first thing they did was they looked at this part of it and they said, can we factor anything out? Because they want to make a perfect square trinomial. So yes, they can. They can factor out a 3. So looks like they were on the right path so far because they also said y equals 3 times the quantity of x squared minus 5x, all minus 5. You'll see that there. So they were correct on that part. The next part here is they needed to complete the square, and this is where I do it a little differently. I don't know, maybe my way is not as good as theirs. I don't know, but I know I get it right. So let's see, I'm going to add something to each side here, right? I'm going to do 3 times the quantity of x squared minus 5x plus something that's going to complete the square minus 5. Well, when I do that there, I know I'm going to take half of 5 and square it. So I'm going to take half of my 5 and I'm going to square it. So when I do that there, I'm going to do, this would be what, 2.5? And 2.5 squared is like 25 squared. Just move your decimal back 2. You should get 6.25. So it looks like they might have been correct there as well. But if I add 6.25 here on this side of the equation, I got to add 6.25 times 3 over here, right? Because there's really 3 6.25s being added. So I'm going to say 3 times 6.25, which is really the same thing as 18.75 plus y equals, and let's go ahead and factor that. That should be 3 times the quantity of x minus 2.5 squared minus 5. So right now we're kind of in between these two steps. I added it to both sides there. Now I'm going to take it away. So you might see now why they take it away from the other side. So I'm going to subtract it from this side as well. If you're somebody who's not as comfortable with this procedure, that might be something you want to do. If you're more comfortable with it and you see what's happening here, that's fine. You can go ahead and do it this way. Skip that step. So you've got y equals 3 times the quantity of x minus 2.5 squared. And then we take away 5 from a negative 18.75 or vice versa. We should have minus 23.75, which means that they are correct. Now, it asks us a couple questions about it. So first of all, did they rewrite it correctly? Yes, they rewrote it correctly. Yes, the group was correct. If so, find the vertex and the line of symmetry of the parabola. Okay, so the vertex is going to be our point HK, so our vertex here should be 2.5, negative 23.75, and our equation for the line of symmetry remember, it's an equation. It's going to go right through the x-coordinate of the vertex. So you should have x equals 2.5. So that should be the answer for you there. Now, another quick way that you can check to see if they are correct is to take it there, look at what they started with. So graph what they started with, and then graph what they finished with, and it should give you the same parabola. So let's go in here, let's clear out what we've got in here. So their original function, 3x squared minus 15x minus 5. And let's graph the second one here. Y equals 3 times the quantity of x minus 2.5. Make sure you close your parentheses, square it, and then subtract 23.75. So that's where our vertex is at. Let's just go ahead and change our window a little bit here. Let's, yikes. Let's see here. We'll do pretty much the standard for most of it. Let's make our y min though negative 25. Our y max doesn't really matter. Let's do 20. That sounds fun. And then let's graph it here and see if it fits on there at all. There it is, and let's see if the other one's directly on top of it. And it is. If it is directly on top of it, or if you can go in here to your table and you see that the output points are exactly the same, well, I'm way up there, but it doesn't really matter. It's still going to be the same thing. If those are all the exact same points, then you know that they have come up with the correct form. Or you know that you've come up with the correct form if you happen to see one of these on a test in the near future. Alright, this is problem 6-118. I hope this helped. If you have questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Thanks for watching.